I sometimes get asked, would you do it again? It's one of those things where only if you've been through it could you even begin to contemplate the enormity of the question. The time, the money, the logistical nightmares of finding parts that simply don't exist, haven't existed, since cassette tapes were king. Trying to recreate a nostalgia for a long-lost memory, maybe it was only ever something I imagined. So, would I do it again? Truth be told, I'm not too sure.
Darryl, how's it
Hey
going?
mate, how are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's a bit hot out here today.
It's a bit warm.
Yeah,
it is a bit.
Yeah. How long's this project been going on?
Shit, mate, it'd have to be nearly 19, 20 years.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah. No, it's been dragging a bit.
It's like the handbrake's on, mate.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's been one of those things where I think when it first started, we had pretty grand plans for the car, and we did get there to a degree. We got so much of it done, and then I guess life just got in the way and things stalled.
Kind of got mothballed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the beauty parties, we're back to it, mate. We're gonna get it finished.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're back on path now, but yeah, you would have seen in your day a lot of projects like this where they've stalled, and
mate,
they get sold off, abandoned, stuck in a shed for decades.
Yep. I've seen, mate, I could just go on and on. All kinds of restos.
Yep.
They get half done, not even started, a lot of them.
Yep.
Guys run out of money.
Yep.
They run out of inclination.
Yep.
And when you get into big rebuilds or restos, as you know, with this car, it takes a lot of effort and you've got to keep that momentum all the time.
Yeah, it's the momentum. That's the most important thing because, like, as you said, you lose motivation.
Yes.
It will just come to a grinding halt.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it gets put in the corner and it's I'm gonna, and you become a gunner and you never ever get there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And next thing it's for sale, it's gone. Then another guy or whoever gets it, they'll have a crack. And but to see like a full resto done from very beginning to end, and a quality job, it takes a bit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, they won't realise until they actually get into a restoration just what's involved.
You know.
Yeah, I know now. Yeah.
What did I say to you years ago?
I seem to recall you saying when I first met you, which would have been about 2002, 2003, we used to talk around during your smoko break with old Wayne. And we'd talk about restoring cars and this and that. And I distinctly remember you saying, don't ever do it. And what did I do?
You went right ahead.
I did, yeah. I bugged you that it's something I wanted to do because I wanted a mint condition charger.
Yep.
I went out and bought probably the worst example I could find.
You did.
And meanwhile, you're playing with Western Stars and I kept bugging you, and then finally you relented.
I did.
And
guilty as charged.
Exactly, yeah. So I don't know if it was a mistake or not, but
look.
Here we are, and we've got to get the damn thing done.
We do. There's no turning back now, mate.
Exactly, yeah.
The road ahead's got to be travelled.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, we're getting pretty close this time, I think. I know we've said this many times, I've said this many times, but this time it is on a path where we have to get it done, no matter what.
There's no turning back.
No, exactly, yeah. So what's left to do with this thing? I mean, we're going to get it painted soon, hopefully.
Yep.
You guys are obviously in the middle of a pre-fit. Mm-hmm. So what have you been up to?
So basically, the stage of it now is because we never had the chance to get a rubber kit on it when we done the body work.
Well, I recall that you did, but it wasn't the best kit years ago.
It wasn't. I didn't want to go there, but anyway, it wasn't.
Yeah, but we've got a great kit now.
It is
fantastic.
It's rare spares and it's quality, very good rubber.
Yeah. No, it's bloody good stuff.
So plan is, mate, rubber kit's on.
Yeah.
We get to see how the doors and everything seal and boot and bonnet and the whole shooting match.
Yeah.
So the next thing will be the glass. Want to get all the glass in it.
Yep.
We have the front screen in because we've got that front rubber.
Yep.
So thrown it in.
Yep.
But the rest of it now we need door glass pieces.
Yep.
So we can fit that up.
The regs, the regulators, the pop-out glass, all the little bracketry and mechanisms for it. Yep.
So that'll be that. We've already fitted all the wheel arch moulds, which were never fitted.
Yep.
They've come up really nice.
Yep.
The rear bars on, we've had the tail lights in.
Yep.
And as you know, mate, when we done the rear of that car, we had to use a sedan one, a beaver tail.
Yeah, because the original tail was pretty smashed up. Well, the whole car was actually, but yeah, more hits than Elvis.
And he had heaps and heaps of hits, mate.
Well,
so
this one had more. this was
top 10.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she was a pretty rough old thing, but you guys did an amazing job first time around, and I feel it's a bit of a shame that back then YouTube was only in its infancy, and people would not be able to appreciate the work that you put into it, because back then the car was fold finished. The level of detail that went into it was spectacular. But I'm happy because now people will actually be able to see this.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And we'll be going back in time as well to show some photos and a little bit of history from
Shit, that'll be scary, mate. I was actually young then.
You were. You had hair, and I had more hair. I think everyone had more hair back then, but yeah. But it's it's going to be quite a journey.
Yeah.
So yeah. How about we go have a look at the car?
Let's do it.
Let's go through and see what's been done to her.
Absolutely, mate. Check it right out.
Quick history lesson. The Plum Crazy Charger you're about to see isn't the Charger you're probably thinking of. This isn't an American Dodge Charger. It's an Australian Chrysler Valiant Charger, built at a time when Australia was doing its own thing with American ideas. You've probably heard of the Hemi 6, an inline six-cylinder destined for trucks, abandoned by Detroit and turned by Aussies into a 300 horsepower weapon. But earlier than that, Australian Mopars were a kind of hybrid, part Dodge Dart, part Plymouth Valiant. Then, in 1971, the Charger arrived. With compact proportions and styling that echoed 1960s Dodge Chargers, and quietly laid the groundwork for the Dodge Viper. But that's a story for another day. This particular example started life as a 318, finished in Plum Crazy, an exceptionally rare colour on Australian Mopars, and she sits on rally wheels gifted from a Plymouth Satellite Sebring Plus. The block was cast in Detroit and the tranny way down in Kokomo, so its roots lean just as much towards the US as they do Australia, which raises an obvious question. Why were these never sold in America? For the answer, you'd probably have to ask a Longhorn bean counter from Chrysler HQ.
Yeah, Darryl, there's a lot that's been done to this thing.
A lot, mate. You probably remember better than I do.
Probably. I'm just looking at this quarter. Do you remember much about what you did there?
I know I had the front half off. Was it the whole front half? I can't remember, but I did a lot of work on that quarter because it was pretty messy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I remember when you first stripped it back, we discovered there was a previous repair, and I think it had been cut along the body line, which I always remember you saying is a big no-no.
Yep.
And cut down here, down to the dog leg. And I just remember that there was a lot of work in getting that back into shape, just punishing it and...
Yeah, I can't 100%, mate, I can't, because it's so long ago.
Yeah.
But I do have that, that memory of there. Once I got in there, I thought, wow, that's been pretty well butchered.
Yeah. I remember, I think you were like migging it up, and I think you had issues where the weld was cracking and...
where it had been overworked before.
Exactly, it was pretty thin. So.
And it was pretty sad around the back corner here too.
Yeah, because it had a bit of a hit there, and I mean, this car, like, it's had front of the quarter, the dog legs, the sills, rocker panels. The doors weren't the ones that were off it, and they actually got de-skinned, if you remember.
That's right, we did. We took the skins off, they were cleaned up, and we put them back on. Yes, mate, yeah. Now it's starting to come back a little bit.
Yeah. No, a huge amount done, but I mean, the saving grace, it had a good roof. The floors were good. They were actually the best floors I've seen in a Valiant. They were just mint, like original Plum Crazy paint, which was...
Like the car itself, from memory, it wasn't a real rusty car. It just had so many hits around it.
Exactly, a lot of hits. And it was the sort of thing where I know in its previous life, a lot of parts had been taken off, like the factory air conditioning had been removed and it had lost the original motor. And there was a lot of stuff that was missing. The stuff that was there, a lot of it was still actually okay, like it was the correct parts, but there was just a lot of stuff that was missing. The wiring was butchered.
Mate, where did you get it?
Down on the Gold Coast. So at the time, a couple of years prior, I used to have a Charger RT, and it was actually a magenta car.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. It was, in retrospect, it was probably worse than this car. But it was factory magenta, so factory Moulin Rouge Panther Pink. They were in the US, bright magenta. After owning that, I loved the idea of a high impact colour, as Chrysler used to put it, like bright oranges or lime greens or purples, just all the cool colours.
They really pop.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I think Chrysler, Dodge, Plymouth, they did it differently to the other manufacturers.
They did.
Yep,
sure did. Some of these colours were really unique.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, Ford, GM, they had some awesome colours, but I think Chrysler they one-upped them.
They did. When you go through the list of what they did, the different colours, they were bloody awesome, actually.
Yeah. They just stood out. So that's what attracted me to this car, because I'm sure I'd seen it when I used to own my RT. I remember passing a purple Charger. It would have been, probably 3 years before I laid eyes on it to buy it. And when this came up for sale, I actually had a wanted ad. That's how I found it.
Right.
When it came up for sale, I was thinking, it's a little bit rough, and I'd seen a couple of other Chargers. For whatever reason, the sales didn't go through. I think like cars weren't good condition or I wasn't quick enough to buy them. And I kept coming back to this because I thought, it's a bit rough, it's not matching numbers, it's Plum Crazy though.
Yep.
And it's a clean slate. Like it was a bit knocked around, but it was solid. It wasn't a rusty car. It's the sort of thing you could hot rod and I had crazy, stupid ideas of putting like AstroTurf and just purple 1970s like shade carpet as the door trims, just crazy stuff. Thank God I never did it, but yeah, it was like perfect basis for a hot rod. Just big horsepower, make it look tough and rough, and just send it. So I bought it, and then it's probably a bad decision at the time, but I bought it, and I brought it around to my old mechanic Wayne, and he was the guy who I met you through actually.
Yep, poor old Wayne.
Yeah. No, we'll have to get back about his story at a later date, but. But yeah, and I think when you saw it for the first time, I could just imagine what would have been going through your mind. But
I thought, you poor bloody idiot, what have you bought?
Yeah, and that's the G-rated version. It wasn't the best thing, but I mean, we went through it.
But however, mate, you were smart in the respect that you've got the best colour combo with this, and that beautiful interior.
Exactly, yeah.
That's enough to save the car.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah. But yeah, it's came up beautiful. Like you guys had it it was probably 6 to 9 months the first time around. It looked stunning. The paint was beautiful. The trim was fresh. Everything was sort of going to plan until it didn't. Until I worked out that restorations, the panel and paint, yes, it's a major difficult part. Same with the trim and the drivetrain, the engine, the wiring, and about 600 other things. And when you add all of them up, the time, the money, it just gets bonkers.
It does. You literally, once you start, because the age of everything, it's got the wear, the tear, the deterioration, every part, every nut, bolt, screw. If you're fair dinkum, every bit of rubber, all the panel steel, the trim, suspension, all the mechanicals, you start to get in it and you go, oh no, here we go.
Exactly, yeah. And it all adds up in time and money and perseverance and losing motivation.
That's what happens.
Everything else. But look, let's have a look at the rest of the car. So the quarters were done. Lower quarters, inside and out. I remember the outer quarters we did, it's probably sort of around this point here. And they were aftermarket. Inner quarters, I'm pretty sure you got them off a sedan.
Yeah, we did.
And shortened them up.
I remember that because they were slightly different. I remember they had to be modified.
Exactly, yeah. So there's a bit of work there. I think around this area, the car was actually pretty good, like up around the...
Did it have rust up there, Byron? I can't even remember.
Very little. I think there was a couple of pinholes, bit of surface rust.
Okay.
Because like Chargers, they usually do go up in this area here. Sort of down in here, and I mean, sometimes if they're really bad across here. But this was pretty solid. It was a good thing. What wasn't a good thing was the back of the car. So down here, basically from this point down, that's where we took the cut off the sedan, and that's where you guys did your magic and got it to fit.
Unfortunately, it had, I think, a really good shunt in that right-hand rear.
It was through there and through the middle as well. Like, I remember this was all warped on the old panel.
And also, mate, I remember this boot lid and there's all this beaver. It had a bar in it, obviously.
And someone crowbar. Someone had tried to jimmy it open.
But we replaced that full beaver, and that come off a four-door sedan. Slightly different in the shape. The Chargers are straight where the tail lights bolt in through here. Sedans are a little bit like so. So we've had to get that back to where it needs to be. But now it's really super nice when those tail lights are in. The rear bar went on great. And it is a really good rear bar. It's as straight as, mate. It's beautiful.
Well, it's a straight bar, but the chrome work is, I think...
Let's not go there.
Let's not go there.
It's pretty average.
It's pretty average, which is disappointing because...
Very.
When it was done, I thought the level of detail, this is just an assumption I made, that the level of detail of of everyone out there working on cars. If you tell them I want the job done right, you think that they're going to do it right. But unfortunately, people's standards, they differ.
Straight over the top with some people.
Yeah, yeah. And look, it's not always their fault. It's just people have different standards.
Correct.
And if you're doing something where it's supposed to be top notch, not everyone is going to have that same sort of ideal view.
They're not on the page, mate. They're on another one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, the lower beaver, yeah, we put that on. I remember that. And also we put a complete boot floor in it because it was pretty sad.
Yep.
And when we were doing that, we basically had all the rear of it out, and then I do remember really vividly that right-hand rear rail, because we had it on the Carolina.
Yep. It was a bit kinked.
She was pretty humped.
Yeah.
So that was all trued up.
Yep.
Which gave us the true track, or the right specs in the back that it needed.
Yep.
So the sheet metal on the back pretty much was fully, changed, if you like.
Yeah. Well, I think probably it'd have to be about 30 to 40% of the outside sheet metal is not original to the car. We've got the front of that quarter, both dog legs, both rocker panels, sills, lower quarters inside and outside, tail panel from here down.
Yep.
The doors, the front fenders, nose cone, stone tray, grille panel, it's all different. So all we've got that's original is the roof, most of the quarters, probably 3/4 of the quarters, and this area here, and the plenum.
Yeah.
So a lot's been changed. And
that left-hand quarter, mate, we never touched that, did we? We probably would have done the rust work, but I can't remember what we did to that.
It was very similar to the other side. The main difference was you didn't have the front of the quarter cut out like the other side.
Yep, okay.
But yeah, lower quarters, dog legs, rocker panels, that was all done.
Yep.
I seem to recall when you had the rockers off, it looked pretty solid in there. Like there was a bit of surface rust, but it was still, it was a good thing.
Yeah. So we done that. That door was de-skinned.
Yep.
And cleaned up, put back together.
Yep.
We did replace the plenum.
Yep.
That was rusty. So that came off a sedan, correct?
Yeah, it was the same sedan that donated the rear. So it had, we took the tail cut off it, the plenum, and the lock panel.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and I think the nose cone as well, and both guards.
Oh, right. Okay. I didn't even remember that.
Yeah. So that's largely off that sedan. The doors were actually off a 2-door Chrysler hardtop, so it was a luxury Chrysler, Chrysler by Chrysler, technically, which they're the same frame, same internals, but just off a different type of vehicle that they bolt on. So yeah, it's lots of different things from different cars.
Bonnet. And one of the major other things was this left-hand skirt and rail and rad support. That was all replaced as well.
Of course, yeah. It was, I recall, it was taken down under the floor, like unpicked properly. You had it on the car liner, the chassis rack, and it had a bit of a punch down the bottom of the firewall, sort of around the transmission tunnel area, engine had been pushed back a bit. Something I very vividly recall is the torsion bar. Like Chryslers have got torsion bar suspension, and they should be parallel to the chassis rail. And I remember this was the rail, this was the bar, and it was almost touching.
Yep, had a good hit.
It had a real good hit.
Yep.
Like this was an accordion, and someone had just roughly beated it back into shape. It was an absolute mess. It's fine. Like if you're going to just hot rod it, who cares? But that wasn't the plan for this thing.
Unfortunately, I'd say what's happened, mate, back in the day, she's had a left-hand front hit and a right-hand rear hit, nose to tail job.
Yep.
And someone's just decided we'll just kind of botch it back together.
Yeah, just kind of tweak it a bit. And I mean, 30 years ago, these cars, you could not give them away. No one wanted Chryslers, like Valiants. They were a taboo car. No one wanted them. Even Chargers, especially purple Chargers, they were a stigma.
You said it, not me.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying it's right, but that's unfortunately what they were, and they weren't well loved. And
different story now, though. It's gone from, how would you say, a kind of not interested state to now everybody wants it.
Exactly, yeah. And everyone wants purple again.
They do.
I remember this car when we were stripping it back. We had the original Plum Crazy. We had like a royal sort of navy blue colour, and we had this bizarre green. It was like I don't know how to describe it, grass green. It was the most offensive green I could ever see on a car. It was terrible. And underneath all that, this was just begging to come out, and now it's back. But
no, that's what I said to you earlier, mate. Good choice in the colour, because I mean it's a pretty car.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, and it's going to be absolutely gorgeous once it's done. Because at the moment she looks pretty from a distance, but when you get up close, you see little issues and like no fault of your own. It's just age. It's just
material kind of, well, deteriorates, little failures here and there.
Exactly, yeah.
And that happens, you know, that's part of panel work, that's life.
Yeah, it's part of life. Things get old, they start failing, and...
A bit like me, mate.
Yeah, a bit like me as well. But yeah, no, it's going to be a good thing.
It will be.
Yeah, I'm just remembering this inner fender. It was actually, the sedan it came off was actually limelight. So again, a high impact colour, that beautiful greenish yellow, sort of glow in the dark sort of colour.
Okay.
So it's got a lot of cool DNA in this car. It's not original, but you know, we're not trying to say it's original. It has been, a lot of it's been replaced, but a lot of the key stuff is original, or we've tried to put it back as close as we can without being too pedantic, because that's not really close to what it came out with either.
Hell no, that's had a massive change. So, you know, when we get down to that, for instance, what do you think that's making, that motor at the moment?
It's north of 500 horsepower.
Wow.
So it should be, it's a wild thing.
Well, when it starts, it's a wild thing, all right?
Oh, yeah. No,
it's a scary thing, mate.
It is, yeah. It turns this workshop into a subwoofer. It's pretty cool. But it's going to be a good thing when it's done. But yeah, it's certainly, it's a different take of what the car originally was going to be, because I recall we went through the motions of, you know, do we go back to original, or, you know, how fussy are we going to be? Are we going to go sort of like aftermarket wheels? How crazy with the engine? There's a lot of indecision actually, and that's a cardinal sin in restoration and modification. You need to know what you want before you start.
I've seen that so many times. Guys get into a car, they have a plan to start with, and then all of a sudden it kind of gets off the rails and back on and off, and it becomes messy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just scope creep. Like you just go off on tangents, and then the stuff that you want to do doesn't really gel with what you've already done, and you've got to redo stuff. Your budget blows out, and
it certainly does.
And then you're left with a mess that doesn't get finished for nearly 20 years.
Hey, don't feel bad, because you're not Robinson Crusoe, mate. Trust me. There's plenty of people, and there's plenty of cars, especially in what we do. You hear or get phone calls of, oh, hey man, I've got a HK Monaro that needs a build, and then there'll be whatever, and I've got a GT Falcon and a Charger. There's so many unfinished cars out there that people have got.
And unfortunately, in a lot of those cases, I think they're unfinished because they might have had the panel work done years ago and it wasn't done right.
We get that every day. Every day, people. We get the phone call. No, sorry, probably not every day, every week. But we'll get guys, oh, I had one done and I'm not happy. And it just goes on.
And then you've got to fix someone else's mistake.
No, I don't like to do that.
No.
I don't really, because once you've had a good go at a car, to rework a car is a big deal.
Oh yeah. If it's no longer original, you don't know what the presets are, what the tolerances were originally, if it's been messed with. But
the one thing with this, we've replaced a lot of stuff on it, but it is all Chrysler stuff that went back on it.
Exactly, yeah.
So you've got that, how would you say, that fit that it still should have. And then you can play with things a little bit to get it where you need it to be.
Yeah. No, it's we have tried to stick with, I guess you'd say, originality, but then a bit of a resto mod sort of taste as well. It's it's trying to look original. Actually, the original vision I had for this was restore it, but think of it as a car that was an Australian Charger but built in the US. Because it had the colour to suit it. It was literally, imagine hypothetically mid-70s Chrysler starts building these in Australia, or knockdown kits, however you want to do it. They export it to the US and it comes out a Plum Crazy V8 Charger. That's what I wanted its character to be. And
it literally is. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. And I think with what we've got in store for a few other things that'll be revealed down the line, it is very much of that character.
So, mate, when it's finished, the plan is on a level scale of 10. Where do you want it to be in your head? What do you see in this car?
I remember you telling me many years ago, never try to reach 100% perfect, because the problem is if you aim for that, you'll make mistakes just in trying to get it perfect, and then you'll go backwards, and then you've got to redo stuff and you never get it right. And it's taken me many years to come to the realization that you have to accept that, you know, these cars, they're made by humans. We're not perfect.
Exactly right.
And I think part of their character is they're not meant to be perfect. They're muscle cars. They're meant to be driven. They're meant to be thrashed and have fun with. So I think there's a balance between making something perfect and making something practical where you're not going to spend your life savings trying to build it.
And drive yourself crazy in the process.
Exactly, and take years of your life.
Yeah.
And risk never getting it done.
Thing is with restos, it's not all the glitz and glam that people kind of see on TV, if you like.
Exactly, yeah. Look, a lot of shows, they make it out that, you know, it could be like a 1 week job where you've got like 30 people in a hot rod shop coming together to build a car. I mean, okay, that's kind of doable, but if you want to do things really properly, if you want to take your time and make sure it's right, I can't forget how many times with this car and other projects I've worked on where there's one little small aspect that you're doing and it will just drag out on and on and on. And it's, you know, it takes so much time. I can't imagine you'd be able to do that in that sort of environment or on a TV production where you're rushed and you've got the time to actually to go through and look after the small details. So the reality is, if you're thinking about doing a restoration, I want to say don't, but if you're thinking of doing it, you've got to realise that there's...
Be prepared.
Be prepared, because there's a lot of stuff that you don't see, and that's something which I want to show people, my experience, my journey with this car, and other things I want to tell the stories of, where it's not always smooth sailing. Most of the time it's not. And that's just part of this job, what we do in these restos. Like, for instance, you could get you got to put a bolt in or take it out. It's been put in and cross-threaded. Exactly, yeah.
And all of a sudden that goes from just a simple thing like to screw a bolt into, oh, that's buggered, now I've got to replace it.
Yeah, you've got to go again,
And it happens. It's just the nature of this job, what these cars are. And they've had, over the years, they've had things changed, swapped, as this one has, heaps. Things get abused and replaced, and not with the right things.
Yeah, that's right.
Mate, you've been down, you've travelled the road now, you know, you've experienced, you know what it's like.
Exactly, yeah.
But the so-called glitz and glam of it all, no, not so much.
No, it's glitz and glamour when it's done, most of the time, but the journey is absolutely not. You know, when things like this, when they become a big part of your life, you need to have the right people around you.
Absolutely, mate.
And you need to make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons as well. Like there's a lot of stuff like this that people...
Hindsight, would you do it again?
I'll get back to you.
All right.
Speaking of glitz and glamour, where's Mick?
That's a very good question, mate.
All right, let's go find him.
Let's suss him out and see what the hell he's up to.
Yeah. So we've found Mick. And what's going on?
Hey guys. Well guys, we had rust in between the skins. So back in the day we didn't sandblast the bonnet and boot lid. So it was time. Byron decided he wants to do this properly. So we've de-skinned them. And I should say for the American followers, a hood, because this is the hood on the car as well. So being a Chrysler, a Dodge, it's got that American following as well, guys. So all right, so we've de-skinned it and sandblasted inside here, Byron. And what else we've done, Pops, is basically epoxy primed it, hey mate?
Yeah, and this epoxy primer that we use, it's top of the line, it's really good gear. Once that's been keyed with the sandblaster, and then we hit it with the epoxy primer, that will last for years and years and years. And the key to it all is, once it's blasted, and you've got that bare steel, we try to always try and get that epoxy on within 20-minute window, because after that, if you don't do that, oxidation will start.
Yeah.
So that's key to us. We always try and get, as soon as the blasting's finished, in the booth, bang, epoxy, sealed up, good to go.
Yeah, flash rust is always something to be mindful of.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
true.
because these things now are so precious, if you like, you really have to protect them.
Yeah, yeah. And back in the old days, when these cars were first built, they didn't have much protection. They had basic protection from the factory, but they also came with problems where you had factory sealant between the skin and the frames of both the hood and the boot lid, the trunk.
Correct, Byron.
And
Spot on.
over the years, no matter how good of a panel you've got, it's going to be rusting inside out.
Yep. Literally creeping around while you're sleeping. That's what it's doing.
Exactly. Yeah. It's entropy. It's yeah.
Yep.
So that's why we do what we do to cure that problem. So it's a two-part thing. It's the rust gone, all the old sealer and paint's gone.
Yep.
And then we put on this brand new epoxy finish that back in the day they've improved so much, Mick.
Oh, so much, guys. So back in the day, epoxy primers, when we did this job, they weren't out then. They didn't exist. So now we can use the best of everything. We actually did this car back then in PPG Cobra, and we also used a different etch primer back there as well. It was ink-rich primer, I think, back then.
P1 or 1P?
Yeah, that's right, Byron. Yeah, correct. So we used that first. Really good products back then. You couldn't get any better, really. So that's going back.
That's
bringing back some memories, actually. So, but yeah, now obviously with these primers, like, man, you can't go wrong. It's all in one. It's pretty much, and this primer we use, this epoxy primer, also stops rust as well.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good stuff.
It's brilliant gear.
So yeah, we this is what we like to use here, and it just seems to work.
Yep.
It's good stuff.
And you need to use the best of the best, because it's funny. It's no different to digging a historical artifact out of the ground. They just don't go straight to a museum, to the Louvre, and just sit there. There's always preservation techniques and methods which you have to do, and vehicles are no different. If you want a vehicle to not rust, there's always work involved, because rust never sleeps. You've always got to be aware of that.
Yeah, true, Byron. No, spot on.
You've got to go that country mile to get the job done. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. And if you're going to try to save a little bit of money doing a job, sometimes it's not worth it.
It's not.
Sometimes spend a little bit more, and it's going to last for a way longer. You know, we've had experience. We've tried the cheaper stuff over the years, especially in my own cars, to save money. And I've got a Monaro, and I tried to save some money on that. And the clear is eliminated, half the price to an expensive clear. So on Byron's car, we only want to use the best. We will be doing this car all in PPG, and for us, that's what we always love to use as well. And
it's a proven thing, it works.
We've used it before, as you said, Mick, PPG Cobra. It was world class back in the day, and their current product, it's amazing. Like it's the next generation.
Yeah,
it's not cheap, and it's like anything.
No.
If it's as Mick just said, you go cheap and nasty, that's what you've got.
That's it.
But you go and you pay some good money for stuff. You buy top of the line, you won't be sorry. It's on, and it's good for years to come.
Yeah, if I was doing my own job, I'd be either using PPG or a high, quality brand. And it is what it is, because we don't want to redo it in 5 to 10 years or something like that, which I'm experiencing with my own car at the moment. It needs to be repainted because I tried to save a little bit of money.
And your car, Mick, it's a Monaro for viewers outside of Australia. That's a early 2000s Pontiac GTA.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Yeah, so American followers again. Yeah, so, but that car, it's not an old car like yours, Byron, like a classic, but yeah, it needs to be repainted because I tried to save a little bit of money.
Naughty boy.
So, yeah. So anyway, we won't be doing that with yours, mate. And for everybody that's out there having a play, sometimes you're just better off to put the good stuff on your car. Yo.
What are you up to on this boot lid?
Just around the edges, you can see here where I've taken the skin off with the fold. it marks it a little bit. So I'm just hammer and dolling it back to a nice straight finish again. So yeah, you could just get that beautiful finish, as you can see. But as you can see, or like I was talking about the quality of paint, we can actually hammer and dolly that and it doesn't chip off. It just, once it's been sandblasted, it's, what can I say? It sticks like shit to a blanket. So
It does.
it's really good quality. You can work with it and yeah, you can get that perfect finish. But yeah, what I'm doing, Byron, I'm just hammer and dollying all around the edges, just planishing it nice and straight again. And she's ready to go back. Fit it back onto the shell of the boot lid, and I've got a lot more work to go because there's quite a few dents in it, and it's going to be on and off a fair few times, and then a light file over the top to get it nice and straight. So,
and there's a few issues going on with the skin itself because of factory adhesive.
Yeah, and because I've had to sandblast it a fair bit, it created a little bit of distortion. It's not too bad. We can work with it. You're probably thinking, guys, why haven't we made another skin? Well, we're trying to keep the original skin, Byron, is that right? That's what you want to do, or?
It's one of those things where it's a balance of working out, do you keep it original and you might have to use a bit of filler maybe, or do you go new and then you run into other problems? So it's half a dozen of one, 6 of the other.
Pretty much. So I think if we can go down this road and try and keep that originality,
save it,
it will be better in the end.
Yeah, and we with the metal work, we can hook in and we can get that nice and straight again. It's not a big deal. So it's one of those things, mate, when it's all done, it's going to be, that should not rust for a very long time, mate. So that's, it's going to be really mint when it's done, Byron. It's a beautiful car. So
it's going to be awesome. And it's unfortunate because both the bonnet and the boot lid, when we first did the car, they were very solid examples compared to what was out there available secondhand.
Yeah, true.
So it's just one of those things, as we discussed, things are always rusting inside out.
Yep.
When you've got factory adhesive that's corrosive to bare steel, it's going to happen sooner or later, even if you've got the best survivor car. It's just life, it's entropy.
Yeah.
And the thing is too, back when these cars were built, none of that was taken into account. They were mass produced. The seal was on there, the seal, or glue if you like, just to hold that skin to the frame. Bang, they were out, mass production, bang, 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 as quick as that out they went. And now because they become, well, they're part of history, this is what we have to do to bring the things back to life.
And the funny thing is modern cars, they're using better technology, like robots and newer materials, but they're built to a budget.
They certainly are.
Sooner or later, what you see here, it's going to happen to them.
Yeah, they definitely don't put the amount of products on the car what we do on a restoration, and we like to get enough on it. You know, it's really important as well. So it is what it is. It's a bit of a different, new cars is a whole different thing, Byron.
It's another scene altogether.
Yeah.
We'll get to that another day, I think.
Yeah, sounds good, mate. Yeah.
Well, speaking of another day, I better let you guys get going.
Yeah, cool, mate.
We're going to do some work, Byron.
Yeah, we better get your car done.
If we don't want to wait another 20 years.
Well, let's not.
Definitely not.
By the way, I still don't have an answer to that question. Honestly, I had no idea what lay in wait for me when I started the long journey up the river. Maybe I still don't. But I do know this. Finishing the Charger stops being about perfectionism or pride. It becomes about seeing it through to the end.